Continental Automated Building Association has been an association that has helped us connect with each other in the industry. Always a pleasure to have my next guest here, Ron Zimmer, President and CEO of CABA. Hello, it's great to see you.
Great to be here.
Marvelous to have you, Ron. Kicking off a pretty exciting year.
Well, I'm telling you, it's look at this. It's amazing, the action, the excitement.
It's great, and you know what's neat about this, Ron, is that this year we're actually going to be able to take you, if you're watching at home, take you out onto the trade show floor. At 8:30, AJ Jolivet and Terrasaur are going to give us a live demo of drones, which we'll see flying around the trade show floor. We already have had Iron Man come and nearly crush me, just pulverize me into dust. 2016 seems to be that year where people are doing okay. You have been with CABA since 1997, right?
It's been a long, yes.
It's been a long time.
Yes, it's interesting. Jim Young, of course, with Realcomm, we've both been around the industry about the same time period. So,
yes.
And we've seen the industry grow, still not to the mass market, but more builders, developers, facility managers, are understanding the value proposition that integrated systems or intelligent buildings can bring to their buildings.
Yeah. What are the trends you're seeing, and more importantly, what do people need to make sure they're not missing this year? As you look across the landscape, what aren't people taking advantage of? What aren't they seeing?
So a couple things. One, they're as good as technology is and can bring great value to buildings, to the people in buildings, whether it's better indoor quality or better fire and life safety technology. But cybersecurity is a real issue. We did a major report on cybersecurity. I think they had 170 at the workshop this morning,
right.
Trying to understand it. And we're trying to educate that the technology is there to make buildings very safe and secure for the owners and the occupants. But the value proposition and the research that we have over $4 million worth of research in our library for our industry. It's the largest library in the world to showcase the value that people can bring to their buildings, not just by lowering their operating expenses, but actually better asset utilization. So there's a building, and I don't know if you've had a chance to see that. It's called The Edge.
Okay.
In Amsterdam. It's a Deloitte building. It's managed by CBRE.
Yeah.
And it is deemed right now the most intelligent building in the world.
I see.
And it's just incredible. If you look at, you can actually see it on YouTube, and what they've been able to do with that building for space utilization, for maximizing an environment that employees really enjoy coming to the facility, and understanding that most buildings aren't utilized to their maximum. And so there's an example. So space utilization is a key thing. The other thing, we've just launched a new research project. We've launched 3 actually. One is focused on intelligent buildings and the impact of IoT. So the Internet of Things. You are going to be connected. You are already, maybe too much so, in terms of your smart devices, your connected automobile, the wearables that we may have from your office, at work, at play. So you are being connected to maybe too much to work, but
right.
Hopefully not so much. But ultimately, the Internet of Things is having a great impact, and so we're doing that research to really try to show our industry those trend lines are going to take this industry. The other piece is,
if I can stop you there, when you look forward, projecting forward to how the Internet of Things is going to look,
right?
What are some of the trends that you're starting to see? What are some of the magic that you think might be coming up?
All right, so sensors are coming down in price dramatically,
right?
And so the connectivity and the ingenuity of engineers and people throughout the world. I mean, it's not just North America. It's certainly coming from Asia, from Europe, from South America. People are determining and understanding how that they can actually, you mentioned drones,
Yeah.
wearables, healthcare, monitoring the cars, the connected automobiles are just amazing what's happening. So as companies are moving forward, particularly let's say companies that produce products and services in this sector, the better they understand that, the better they'll be able to differentiate themselves from their competitor, and to be able to then bring forward products and services that the end user and the consumers will want. And I'll give you an example of the other piece of research is it's productivity. So so we're doing a major piece of research with the National Research Council. It's focused on workplace productivity using technology. So imagine this. In your office or in an office that an average person, it might be a law office, a doctor's office, it could be any type of office. If the indoor air quality is perfect in terms of oxygen, CO2 mixture, think about molds, contaminants, allergies that people have. What about the lighting? What if the lighting is just perfect?
Right.
And what if the temperature is just perfect? Do you think your productivity would be improved?
Of course.
Of course. And in fact, when you think of that 330 and 300 being the cost of an employee per square foot, that's the huge part. So if you could, and you can, certainly you can monitor that just by sick days. So if you could reduce the number of sick days in an office building full of lawyers,
right,
or a medical facility, that's huge. But if you could actually increase the productivity by 5-6%, that is huge. So we're not just talking now about lowering operating expenses, which we can do, energy being a big one. We're not just talking about space utilization. That's a big one, looking at the edge. We're now talking about we can use technology to actually maximize and make our employees really appreciate us as employers, that they're looking after my well-being, my health. That means a lot. And so when you're looking at employee retention and how critical that's going to be to retain quality employees in the long term, it's a win-win. So these are things that our research is going to show, already has shown, and will continue to show, so that, again, the companies that are involved and end users, whether it be CB, CB Richard Ellis, JLL, Liberty Property Trust, these are all members of they can use that research and then make the right decisions.
How can companies and individuals who are here at Realcomm and of course at home watching this, how can they best leverage the information and the resources that CABA has to offer them?
Well, a lot of it's free.
Right.
That's the huge part. We have a public library. We have this absolutely free. It's got 900 pieces of research. We have a news brief goes out weekly, top news stories, 52 times a year, and it's searchable. You can go back. We have a magazine. So a lot of it on our website at www.caba.org is a great source. But coming to events like this, and I say this very sincerely, we have our own events. We just had the Intelligent Buildings and Digital Home Forum in San Diego. But what Realcomm and IBCon and what they've done for, I think, 15, 16 years is bring together all facets of the industry. And that's what I think anyone that's in this space should take advantage of. Go to the sessions, listen to the subject matter experts. There's such thought leaders that Jim and the Realcomm team bring together.
Yes.
It's quite fascinating, and that's really something that's relatively inexpensive in the scheme of things.
It's great that CABA does that. Let me ask you one more question as we wrap up. Of all of the things that you've seen in 2016, what's the one that has your imagination engaged?
There's several, so it's funny you say that. The one that I believe is really going to come at us in the not too near distant future is where I'll go two. I'll sneak in Li-Fi. So lighting is 100 times faster than Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
100 times faster. But it doesn't go through walls, so there's limitations. But retail is really quick to move on Wi-Fi, and the players, the lighting players, are all moving that way. So that's going to be incredible. The second one, which I think is the one that's coming in the near, not too distant future, is where buildings are going to become intuitive. So what that means is when you come to a building, it knows it's you. It senses you, it understands. So you, whether it's something that's a chip that you're wearing, that you have on you, or whether it's picking up your biometrics of your face to say that, all right, this person is allowed in. The doors will unlock. We're going to change the interior to whether it's the lighting, the music, whether it's in your office or your home.
Yes.
I was at TM Forum Live in Nice just a couple weeks ago, sharing our research to a massive audience. And one of the things I saw a group working on is with the connected car. Same concept. The connected car is now blocks from your house. And as it approaches, the house says, the owner's coming home. And it starts to get ready. And when you drive in the driveway, the doors go up, certain doors unlock, lights go on, so you're not fumbling in the dark to find your keys with your groceries arms full of groceries. So the intuitiveness is coming, and that's quite phenomenal, I think. And that's why I think it's not next year, but it's I would say in the next 5 years we're going to see that.
It's such a microcosm and a macrocosm because essentially, just as that car's information signals the house so it can be more intuitive, CABA gives all of these makers, builders, developers the information we need to create a more intuitive future.
Right.
So I want to acknowledge what you do because I think it is essential to what this business runs on. It is the fuel to this automobile. And Ron, is always such an enlightening pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you very much.
Nice to talk to you
Pleasure.
again.
Ron Zimmer from CABA. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back soon after this with Oscar. Don't forget to join me at 8:30, 8:45, where we're taking a live tour of the floor where we're going to see AJ Jolivet, pterosaur drones. There'll be more Iron Man. There'll be more everything. Lisa Stanley from Oscar is coming up. Is she here with us right now? Well, then we actually don't need to take a break, do we? Or do you want to take a break first? Fantastic. Ron, thank you so much.
Thank you again.
Awesome.
All right.
From CABA to Oscar, we got all the industry trade associations right here live at Conference Live.